What's up, guys? You know what it is. It's your boy Ryan Fawcett here, coming from you from the beautiful city of New York City, the greatest city in the world. Kind of a high-rise apartment that I got here. I don't know if you can see, I got the city behind me. It's a little rainy outside, but it looks good. Things are great. It's a good Tuesday. The city's doing well. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. Hold on, I got a text message. Alright, sorry. Girlfriends can be needy. I don't know if you know this, but mine's a thunder dancer. I know, I live a hard life. It's such a hard life that I live. My team this week had a good week. We had a really good week. You know, my team is Roethlisberger. I hardly know her. Also known as the team that made Keith Tillman look like a little bitch. Both of those names work for my team. They both sound great because they both happen. So let's get into this. Kamish called me a couple of days ago. He said, Ryan, do you mind going in and doing some projections on the video stuff? I said, no, not at all. Of course I will. You know I'll take the responsibility as being the interim Kamish, if you will, while he's on vacation. Not really, just doing these videos, but I'm alright with it. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to give you guys some projections for this next week. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to tell you what I think. Oh, hold on. I've got a phone call. Would you look at that? Keith Tillman giving me a call. I gotta give it an answer real quick. See what he has to say. Hello? Hey Keith, what's going on, man? No, you know, just making this video for the fantasy football stuff. Yeah, some projections. I know. No, listen, man. Yeah, I know. Hey, it's okay. No. It's okay. You still have a chance. You'll get them next week. Yeah, no. I know. Keith, no, listen. It's not... No, Keith, it's not that I'm better than you. No, it's not that I'm better than you. It's just that... Well... No, you're right. It is that I'm better than you. Yeah, I know. It was a hard loss for you. Yeah, I know. Well, I tried to help you out. I kept Ben Tate on the bench, and he had 21 points. Yeah, I also kept Roethlisberger on the bench, and he had 19. So, you know, I tried to help you out as much as I could, but, you know, my team was just too good for you. Yeah, I know. I can't believe you talked all that trash beforehand either, and you still lost. Rough loss. But hey, listen. You'll get them next week. Maybe. I mean, you got a hard matchup this week, but I think you might be able to pull it out. So keep trucking along. Keep your chin up, kid. Yeah, okay. Well, tell your mom I'll be over later. All right. Bye-bye, son. See ya. Sorry, guys. I had to take that. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get along with these projections, shall we? First thing we got, I'm going to pull up my first matchup here. I got West Coast going Mach 5 versus the Northeast Fish Sticks. Fish are going against Michael Wright. You know what? This is a good matchup. I think it's projected pretty closely. They've got Fish Sticks going up against Mach 5, 109 to 106. I think it's going to play out a little differently, and here's why. I think that you've got a pretty soft defense on all the sides of Michael Wright's matchup. So Fisher, he's got some hard defenses. When you look at the matchups, you've got RG3 going against Cincinnati, should be easy. McCoy against Arizona, Jones-Drew versus Indiana, Johnson versus Cleveland, Wallace versus Oakland, and Murray versus Tampa Bay. I really think that West Coast going Mach 5 has the chance to put up huge numbers this week with the defense that they're playing. I think if he doesn't go over 110 this week, I think it's going to be a disappointment for him. So I look for West Coast going Mach 5 to have a huge week. On the other side of things, Fish Sticks has some hard matchups coming up. You got the Houston defense, the Denver defense, the Pittsburgh defense, Giants defense, and the Atlanta defense, all going against his players this week. You know, it's going to be hard-pressed for him to keep up with West Coast going Mach 5, but if he can do it, I think he has a chance, but I really think that West Coast going Mach 5 is going to pull it out. So, giving it to Michael Wright this week. Moving on to the next one, we've got Team Money versus going against the Roger Street Irish. You know, I really think that this one's going to come down to Michael Vick on Team Money. Can Michael Vick have a big week? He's going against that Arizona defense that's hit and miss. They've been bad in the past. They looked good last week. I really think that if Michael Vick has a big week, I think they're going to put it on Roger Street Irish. You know, it's a pretty close matchup. I think that ESPN has the Ravens defense going for 1 point. I think they're going to have a little bit more than that. They're a pretty good defense although Tom Brady is going to come out with a vengeance this week after the last week that he had. So I'm giving it to Team Money because I think Michael Vick's going to have a big week, giving him the edge in week 3. Another matchup we got. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood versus OKC McChillin. That's Ostad versus McMillan. Like I just said, Tom Brady, I think, is going to come out with a vengeance. That's Team McChillin. And I think that if that happens, I don't think Ostad has a chance. I look for Tom Brady to put up probably over 20, 25 points this week. And with everybody else playing as solid as they are on McChillin, I think he's going to pull it out. I really think that the ESPN projected totals this week aren't going to mean shit, just because they never do. But look for Adrian Peterson to not have as big as a week as he's had the past couple weeks, just because he's going against San Francisco. And look for Tom Brady to come out with a huge vengeance to prove something from that awful, awful performance last week. Giving it to OKC McChillin over Ostad. I'm going to give it probably a 105 to 99, because I think Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood has some good stuff. Just don't think he's going to be able to compete this week. Alright, we got Mr. Ryan Osborne going against James Barrett on Kirby's cell phone versus the Awesomeville champions. You know, this one ESPN has ranked pretty easy matchup for James Barrett. I believe Osborne's already 0-2. And James Barrett is 2-0. So you know I'm rooting for you, Osborne. I'm wanting you to pull this one out just because I want to see James Barrett take a loss. He talked a little smack last week, couldn't hold it up, at least from what he said about Keith Tillman. He was going to try and make me his daddy. Looking forward too much. But, you know, being 2-0, I really want to see him put up that loss, get him at 2-1, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Cam Newton's putting up a hell of a year again this year. He's got the 49ers defense, which ESPN only has ranked for 5 points. I think they're going to have huge points against Minnesota. And then the biggest thing for me, though, is Chris Johnson on Osborne's team. Chris Johnson isn't performing like he needs to. You know, he's not pulling it out. I saw a stat that said Tim Tebow has more yards than Chris Johnson this year. Unless Chris Johnson can prove something to us and say, listen, I'm here to stay, then I don't think Osborne has a chance. And even if he does do a little bit of something, I still don't think he has much of a chance. So I'm going with Awesomeville champions. I think they're going to take it. I'm going to go with 103 to, let's give Osborne about 82 points, because I don't think Chris Johnson's going to do much of anything. Moving on to the next matchup, we got Tila Baby Baby versus Tickle Monster. Tila Baby Baby, of course, coming off of that loss to me, that rough shellacking that I gave him. I basically bent him over and told him who was daddy. He's going against Goundry. Goundry's running hot, of course, as always. Goundry is projected at 88 right now, Tila Baby Baby 85, but here's the thing, Goundry has 2 empty slots. He doesn't have anybody in running back, he doesn't have anybody on his defense, so you know when he puts those in, he's going to put up huge numbers. Aaron Rodgers is doing crazy things. Michael Turner versus that San Diego defense, I think he's going to be able to expose him on the goal line. And then of course, Tila Baby Baby has to figure out something to do with Matt Forte. You know, I just don't see players on his bench that can make up for Matt Forte. So barring any huge trade where he screws somebody over, I just don't see anything coming in his favor. So I'm giving it to Goundry. I'm actually going to give Goundry a lot more points than I think that he might get, but I think he's going to put up about 105, 107. Tila Baby Baby, with that Matt Forte injury, I'm thinking you're down to 80, 85 points. So big week for Goundry, I think. Your matchup of the week this week, of course, the one and only Roethlisberger. I hardly know her versus 580 Check Your Six. Me versus Greg Tuning. ESPN has this one projected 105 to 104. Me coming out on top. You know I gotta give it to me on this one. The reason I gotta give it to me on this one isn't necessarily, well, it is because I think I'm better, but also, you know, I'm ranked this low and I still have moves to make. I'm ranked at 105 right now, projected for 105, shooting for 104, but I still have Alex Smith in as the quarterback on that, and I don't think that Beanie Wells is going to stay in my lineup. So, you know, I got Matthews coming back. He's going to put up some numbers. He's been out for too long to be able to just sit there. You know, he's active. He wants in there. I think I'll put Roethlisberger in there. Who knows? And you know, I don't know if Danny Amendola is going to stay or not in my lineup. He had a huge week last week for me, put up 20. I knew he was going to have a huge week because Sam Bradford's arm, his arm looked so good in the preseason. Like going against that defense last week that he did, I knew that Amendola was going to have a big week, and he did. He put up 20 for me. So, you know, I don't know. I've still got Decker on the bench. I've got Kenny Britt coming back on the bench. got a lot of options. So who knows what'll go down. I'm giving it to me though. That's your matchup of the week. I'm going to put that one at 108 to 100 in favor of me going against Greg Schuning. So those are your matchups for this week, boys, or should I say girls. Well, one girl, Keith Tillman. All the rest of you can stay dudes. But we got the city back here, New York City. It bids you adieu. It says hello. Say hello to all your families. Hope you guys are doing well. Play your hearts out this week. Hopefully you come out with some good matchups. Talk some trash on the message boards. It always makes it fun, especially whenever the person who has talked trash about comes back and makes Keith Tillman his bitch. Did I say that already? I think I did, but it happened, so it's okay. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Have fun.
So hot it's stolen your dick. Look like Gary Coleman.